doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L Podcast.
Rocking and rolling. We have the legendary Streetlord G-Rock is in the building. How are you doing today, bro?
I'm doing very good. I'm doing great now that I'm here.
When I was doing the OG series, which was a time where I was trying to get all the OG artists and producers from Detroit, the historical figures from Detroit, you were one of the number one recommended people to have. Everybody wanted you to come on my podcast, but you were so busy. You're a busy man. So.
I just live out of town. That's all that is. I live in Arizona.
Right.
Right.
So a lot of people were trying to get you on to tell your story, man. And I'm not even going to try to tell your story. I want you to tell it, you know what I'm saying, from the fullest. Let's just start from ground zero, man. You're from Detroit.
Correct.
Talk about just the early days in Detroit for you and how that led into you making music.
Well, actually, I never wanted to make music. Growing up, I always wanted to be a basketball player, but shit, once I turned to like 12, I knew that was over with. I wasn't tall. I couldn't shoot. So, but I never really did music until, once Blade and all them was rapping. I started real late.
If anything goes wrong with your phone, and I mean anything, whether it cracks, breaks, or you need something replaced, go to iFix Detroit. They are a phone repair store. They also offer prepaid services. Not only do they offer repairs, but they are a fully equipped electronics store. They offer prepaid plans, and they are a bill payment center. You can get to iFix Detroit Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. They're located at 16401 East Warren Avenue, Detroit, Michigan. iFix Detroit for all your phone repair services and more. 1998, right?
Correct. Rollies Don't Tic Toc.
Yeah,
right.
Rollies Don't Tic Toc. Yeah, correct. And then talk about that experience of creating that tape and starting the group at that time.
Man, well, like Blade, ever since we were young, he had some type of aura about him. Like, before I even met him, I kind of didn't like him a little bit, but I knew it was always something special about him. Like, everybody always wanted to be around him and all that kind of stuff. So once we did the music, and then before he even got with the Street Lords, he had some material, and I used to listen to him and be like, man, I can't believe this guy's my friend. He was real good,
Yeah.
And then, they just kept begging me to come to the studio. Like, well, not begging, but, And I went one day, and the first day I went, I made the All My Niggas song. Well, if you're familiar with the 30 Deep, it's how we roll. Mm-hmm. That was my first rap I ever wrote in my life. And I was just hooked from that day.
What do you think it is that an artist from Detroit can get on a track one time? Because it does happen a lot where you guys can just put it all on the table on one first single and it comes out right. I mean, you don't have an artistry background, right?
Right.
You haven't been working in music, but somehow you can get into the studio and create a hit.
Right. Well, honestly, I just didn't want to be one of the weak links because I'll say maybe 70% of the Platinum Masterpieces was done. Rollies Don't Tic Toc was done before I even came to the studio. So I was like a fan before I was even actually rapping in the group.
Yeah.
So it was really kind of easy for me because I just didn't want to come in and be the weak link,
Yeah, but to be able to put the song together, like even on a creative aspect or an artistry aspect, and it just coming so natural, right?
Right.
I think that's like an intrigue for people. Like, is it just because it's so real that it's easy?
Well, yeah, that part as well. But I come from a musical family. Like my uncle was one of the Capitals who sung the song Cool Jerk. My other Uncle Tom, he wrote for Motown, songs for Marvin Gaye and all kind of stuff. So music, I always loved music. I just never actually wanted to be a rapper,
Yeah.
But
so after you're seeing that you can do it and you can write on it, what did it do for you as a personal shift of career decisions? Like, did you go like, okay, I'm gonna hop in the music bag, or was it still something you're like, okay?
Oh yeah, I hopped right in. Like, I gave, but the engineer, shout out to Art Forrest, I gave him like $8,000 on the spot.
Yeah.
As soon as I finished, I asked him how much he wanted for beats. He said $500. I gave him $8,000 and told him I'll be here until the $8,000 run out.
Wow.
But yeah.
Now, with everybody seeing that there's success happening within the group, right, does it give more leverage as far as people wanting to work with you and giving you more studio time or free? Or were you already looked at like the stars at the very first release?
Well, yeah and no, because we were already popular in the streets. So like people definitely wanted to work with us because we were the young guys who had all the money and just throwing it around like it was nothing. So that was pretty much, yeah, it was easy.
Right, you guys had like already a street reputation before you even the music.
Correct.
I'm hearing that about a lot of like groups, like even with Doughboys Cash Out, it was even before there was a team of artists. It was like they were just the Doughboys, and they would go from around the city and just make a fool, and just everybody would hate them and whatever for how they presented themselves. So building a reputation in Detroit, right? Like, is that just pulling up and stunting basically?
Yeah, we stunted there. I mean, everywhere. I think we overdid it, you know. I think that's what a lot of people liked about us because, in the beginning, people said we wasn't the best rappers in the world, but, they just loved our image more than, the music too, but they loved the image.
Now, roughly around that time, if we're talking about 98, right, this is a little bit after Tupac and Biggie are passing away, right?
Right.
And this is a time where at the same time, it's kind of near the edge of where Eminem was beginning as well in Detroit. Right. Did any of that, affect with the music that was being created in Detroit? Did any of that, impact what was happening? Because of, obviously two of the greatest rap artists are passing away, and then there's a new Detroit artist emerging at the same time.
Right.
Did that shift any perspective for you guys?
I would have to say no. Even though we were huge I'm one of the biggest Tupac fans. I still watch all YouTube things about Tupac to this day. But we were kind of more so on the Cash Money wave and the No Limit wave. With Cash Money in the beginning and No Limit in the early years. We was kind of more on that wave. It wasn't the Tupac and Biggie wave.
Okay, right.
Right.
But the interference of artists even getting signed, we had Big Herc on here, and he kind of talked about how there was an interference of the passing of Tupac and Biggie made it harder for labels to want to sign Detroit artists. And when you're creating albums that are doing well in your area, but nobody's looking at you guys, did it make it more change your perspective on how you're going to put your music out, or you're just we're going to make it regardless of who's behind us? Well,
actually, we had a few offers. We had a real big offer from MCA early on, and we were just so young and dumb. They tried to offer us a few $1 million or something, and we kind of turned it down because we was thinking it's 7 or 8 of us. What we gonna do with $2 million? Shit, we had hundreds of thousands of dollars as young kids apiece, so we're just dumb. You know what I mean? So, and then where we from, it just didn't seem like it could happen to us. You know what I mean? I didn't know nobody, famous rapping and stuff like that. All the people we ever seen were street guys. And so it was kind of I don't think this can happen like that,
But even seeing what happened with Eminem, though, getting picked up and getting that deal and everything like that, you guys didn't look at that happening and be like, God damn, there is something going on over here?
Yeah, but comparing ourselves to Eminem, shit, that's a whole nother phenomenon, So that's a one in a lifetime type of talent. So
what was the Detroit scene like for you guys at that time? What were you guys seeing? Were you guys involved in the hip hop shop? Were you guys involved in going to the open mics and everything like that? Or how did you guys proceed throughout the Detroit scene?
Blade did. Blade was involved with all that. Juan was too. They were both. They were way more musical than any of us was, but for the most part, no, we was just so arrogant. And back in those days, it wasn't really even cool to rub shoulders with fellow groups like how it is now, which is stupid, but that's the way it was.
Yeah, there was a kind of a contrast, this team is this team and this team is this team.
Correct.
Right? Which unfortunately led into Rock Bottom and Street Lordz having the whole media push on there being a problem and everything like that, right? Mm-hmm. Kind of just talk about that era though, kind of give people the feeling and the aura of what that era was when you guys were releasing your first tape, and what was Detroit music like at that time?
Well, it really wasn't a big Detroit sound back then. I grew up on all the Eshams and Detroit's Most Wanted and all the older groups, but it really was just shit. We was just so often, it was just the streets for us, There was nobody else. Rock Bottom, don't get me wrong, I was a fan of theirs before I even thought about rapping. So, but other than that, there really was no blueprints or nothing else to follow back then.
Wow, yeah. Right. So you guys are just going with it. Luckily, you're able to fund yourself, right, throughout the process.
Yeah, we didn't expect. No in the world you would have told me I would have been some supposed to be legend. You know, in the music scene, I would have laughed 100 times over.
Yeah. Talk about the process though. So you guys are going from that, and then people are trying to start rivalries with you, right?
Correct.
And you guys are trying to not only create music, but now you're dealing with real street life situations throughout the process and whatnot. And how did it affect your group? And where did you guys focus your energy on to proceed and become bigger and bigger, even though you had these problems happening?
Well, like the rock bottom situation really was just like some music stuff. You know what I mean? Which ain't bad at all. I actually learned a lot from the rock bottom thing. That's what helped me actually learn how to rap better. And, the question again?
Well, we're basically talking about how you guys, that conflict, how did you guys look at it as a group collectively, and even independently for yourself? How did you look at that happening? Because it was a real life situation where things can obviously happen. It's Detroit, It's the city, and everything like that. But you're trying to pursue the music career at the same time.
Right. It was just a big misunderstanding, and egos, young guys, they over there, they doing their thing, getting their money, doing whatever they doing. We over here doing our thing, and just really more so egos. It wasn't nothing at all.
Right. So, and do you think streets talking makes things bigger than what they actually are?
Yeah, that's what exactly probably even started the problem. Shout out to my guy JR from the Doughboys. He brought a record to me, and I'm listening to it. I called Blade like, man, you heard this? Like, I think they talking about us. Which I don't even still know to this day if they really were, but we took it and ran with it. So.
Yeah, misinterpretation of what's actually happening.
Right.
It wasn't like a hit 'em up track, probably.
No,
where it's
nobody said no names or nothing like that. We had a whole bunch of DTSs at the time, the Cadillac DTSs. So one of them said put some holes in your DTSs or something, and we took that as, oh, you got to be talking about us,
Right on. Talk about, when we come on here, we could probably put a whole collage of people speaking about Blade and his impact and everything like that. Now, you're saying when you met him, just the energy and just who he was as a person, you could really resonate with it. Just talk about him as a person and the artistry.
Man, Blade was a genius. Everybody throw that word around, but the way he heard music and the way he wrote music was different. That's what I can't give it away, but that's how I really learned how to write music. And a person, he was my guy was a little arrogant, but so were we all, and he was just really a good dude. When people talk about Blade, or I see people on Sports Center doing the dance and all this kind of stuff, it just make me think man, they just don't know this. This dude was a real person and was a good guy,
Yeah, I mean, we had his son on here, and people said, I guess a lot of the OGs were his son is a little bit of a resemblance of his dad and stuff like
spitting image. It's spooky kind of looking at it.
Yeah, but even the calmness in his personality and everything, and I watched old interviews, I was like, holy crap, that's kind of crazy.
How did you know to do that? You didn't even see Blade do all these things that you are doing just like him, so I was wow, it's...
With you guys seeing a little early success with your music and everything like that, and you kind of saying it seemed like it was kind of wide open, it felt like in Detroit, to be able to be a group and to put out music and stuff like that. What was your guys' motivating factors to continue? Because obviously if you already had the money and you didn't want to take these $3 million deals, it's either you wanted the big bag or you guys were having fun doing it too.
Yeah, because we wanted the cash money deal. That's probably, I'm sure, why we didn't take we was thinking that $30 million. That's all we thought about. And, just for the love of it. Like I said, once I made the first song, I've been hooked ever since. I record music every single day, so almost to this day. Well, especially when I'm in Michigan.
Wow.
Yeah. So we just loved it, man. It was fun, just the camaraderie around friends and the competition, and it was just, man, it was a great time.
Do you remember the first time that you were recognized for your music over just being part of the group? Do you remember?
Yes, I remember the day. We was at the mall in Northland with E40, Be Legit, and all them guys, and some kids ran up and was like, man, let me get an autograph. And woo, I'm tapping Bela, 41 of them, and was like, hey, man, the kids want an autograph. And he was like, no, not Tim, you. I'm like, I was shocked. It kind of made me a little bashful or something. I was kind of shy of it, but I had kind of got like hooked on it for a minute.
Is this around like when Come Roll was coming out?
Yep. This probably was like 98, 99, early 99.
Were they there for that part? Is that why you guys were all kicking it together, or did you guys just naturally have a friendship with E40?
Oh no, they Yacht had paid Bila to come down and do the In My Lifetime song and did the video, and then we met 40, and like 40 is a good friend. I probably talk to 40 2-3 times a month, and we just became really good friends. Something like that. When you're looking at Detroit music right now, do you see any type of resemblance in the way that the community and the culture is, especially when it comes to the music? Do you see any resemblance from your era in this era? Not really. Like, I see resemblance in some of the artists, but like as far as like the content and the time, not really, because, like back when we was rapping, we was more so talking about selling drugs. Like everybody's almost talking about using drugs now, so it's kind of like a different shift, And the violent aspect of it is very more in your face nowadays. Yeah, that's terrible. That's just, I don't know where that come from. Yeah, I don't condone that at all. But when you're talking about it in your music, though, it's in your music back in the day when you guys are talking about, getting through the street life and everything like that. Did you have conscious ideas about not putting stuff like that out there? Even though you wanted to may have say certain things, like did you hold back or did you just... Man, no. Because like, man, it still be people come up to me to this day and be like, man, it's because of you I did this and this and that. And it kind of make me cringe. And I'll be like, no, I want to try to almost fix that now that I'm older. Like some of the things I was saying back then was just so reckless. And, when you get older and you get wiser, but, I wouldn't change it. Well, with this new conscious shift that you're having, when did the conscious shift happen where you started realizing like that old me or that old music I was making isn't something I want to kind of keep putting out there? Honestly, man, when I got, when I got sober, like I used to drink a lot. Like I wasn't no alcoholic or nothing or waking up having to drink, but, like alcohol definitely controlled a lot of my days. So once I stopped drinking, like my brain just got a whole different way of thinking. Can you pinpoint the year? Actually, I stopped drinking March 24th, 2021. Okay. So I'm 2.5 years. No, that's good, man. Congratulations, man. I was drinking since I was 12. No, 14. I was drinking since I was 14. I was working at a liquor store with my pops, and I was like looking behind me, like I have access to all this liquor. Why not? And I was drinking Hennessy. I was stupid when I was young. I thought Mohawk because I heard, when you hear a name a lot. My father used to drink Mohawk. Yeah, because you hear the name so much, you think that's like, oh, everybody's drinking that. So I was drinking Mohawk in my dad's store, just getting wasted from like 14 to 21. Do you still drink? Yeah, man. Oh, okay. On and off. Right. When you did the cutoff, did you do a complete cutoff? Yeah. No, I haven't had a sip of beer or no champagne or nothing. Just completely done. Did you see any type of change in your life? Yeah, my whole life changed. I became a better father, a better husband, a better friend. Just all around better person. Highly recommended, I'm assuming. Man, yeah, for me anyway. I can't speak for nobody else, but like a person can ask me a question and I could still think of the answer I would say if I was drinking. It kind of just cracked me up a little bit. Yeah. I remember when I did try to quit, the first couple weeks were the hardest for sure, right? Like that first 9 days. Whew. But you know what? It really wasn't that hard for me. Like, I think I was so tired of it or, tired of running from whatever I thought I was drinking was helping me with and all that type of stuff. And I realized, honestly, it was hurting me more than helping me. How far back did your mind go when it came to the trauma that you were avoiding and using alcohol as an avoidant for it? Like, how many years back did you, look at? My father got killed December 17th, 1999. That was actually on his birthday. And, that was like kind of at the height or the beginning of our thing with the Street Lords and, there was money, everything was going around and like everything was so good. And then when that happened, it's like it stopped. And then here comes 2000. It's just like life just kind of changed for me. you know, then, and it's like after him, it was just like another person, another person, another person, another person. And I just got so far off into drinking that I really didn't even realize that I was what I was doing, you know.
The increase in losing loved ones, it was also the time you were increasing the alcohol consumption?
I would have to say yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Back then, I was drinking, taking ecstasy. I was doing all kind of shit.
That's one thing that you can see why there's so much pain in the music when you listen to like Detroit artists and stuff like that. It's because they're constantly losing loved ones and they're trying to put out their emotions and stuff. But I'm assuming for you at that time when you're getting like you're drinking the problems and you're taking pills to get away from it, like it made it easier to actually work on your stuff because there was a numbness to it. You became numb to get through it, right, at the end of the day, right? Yeah,
and then it turned into a, you know, like I just had to almost, or I made an excuse to drink. Like, oh my God, or this bitch almost cut me off at the light. I need a shot, or you know. It became too big of a habit.
Do you think it's possible to go through what you were going through though without some numbness? Like to make music and to continue a dangerous career, which is being an artist in like a real city like that has violence and having beefs and all these things going on. Do you think it's easy to go through that without having numbness to it? Like, did any of the group members stay sober throughout that process?
No, but I'm probably was one of the biggest drinkers in the group. You know, me and Fat Mike. But R.I.P. Fat Mike. But no, everybody go through different things, or everybody take things differently, I'll say.
Yeah.
So no.
When you're saying you're still making music to this day?
Yeah, to this day. Yep.
What's the motivating factor behind that?
Actually, my sobriety. You know, it's like as soon as I got sober, I always thought I couldn't write music without being off something. And I was proven wrong. Like I'm actually of course I'm a little older, so people gonna say I'm better because I'm older. But being sober, I'm really better. And it's just so easy to me.
The OGs are starting to. I mean, you guys have been figuring out social media. I know it's not the easiest thing to kind of just like. When social media and all that shit was first coming out, did you think it was whack, or did you appreciate what it could be?
Man, hell no! I thought that shit was the dopest thing ever.
Really?
Like, man, that was the easiest way to get girls, man. Shit, I never seen so many beautiful women in my life like social media. Shit.
What was the first app you were using to hit up the girls?
Probably MySpace.
Damn.
Yeah. MySpace. Alex got me a MySpace page, and at first, because I was avoiding it, like I'm not fucking with that. Hell no. Then he created me an email and created me, and I got on there like once, and shit, I've been on social media ever since.
Bro, yeah, because if you're like a local celebrity and like people know you across the country, and you're not using social media,
what? I was thinking like, imagine how many girls I could have had if I. Shit, sorry to my wife, but that's what I was.
It was the past,
right? Correct.
The past is the past.
Right.
That's the sucky part. Like when you have a girlfriend or you're married and you're on these podcasts, because like I have a girlfriend, right? Mm-hmm. I have to say I have a girlfriend now before I say anything about fucking women.
Right. That was everybody know I'm married. I give like 90% of me being sober credit to my wife. Because I felt like she deserved something better, so. I just gave her something better within me instead of finding it somewhere else.
Did she do the thing where she's like, okay, I'm not going to drink so that you stop drinking?
Like, I'm not one of them. Like, I be in front of people who drink all day. Like, it don't bother me. It actually make me not want to drink even more.
Damn.
I'm like, oh, shit, this how I used to act.
So now that you're, with you figuring, you understand social media because you were using it since MySpace, right? So you have a pretty good handle on everything and how to use it. But when people see OGs on social media, they're almost like, OGs are like, I don't think they understand the new generation because it's hard. Like we just talk about the music. Even the music trying to understand what the hell's going on. Right. So when you're using it and you're competing with the youngsters and the young generation, do you just go, okay, I'm just gonna always be myself and figure this out, or do you ever go like, okay, there's a blueprint somewhere here that I gotta follow?
I mean, I know there's a blueprint, but 40-something-year-old man pulling out money and all that shit is kind of corny. You know what I mean? Like we used to do it back in the day, but I'm not pulling out my money and all this shit. But I wouldn't even want to compete with the younger guys. Like it's their time. Like I'll be sometimes be having to let them know that like I'm not in competition with you. You know what I'm saying? Like. It's more of a passion than anything for me. It's not about no money, not about nothing. It's just real life therapy for me.
Yeah.
You know?
When did you decide to go from Detroit to Arizona?
Man, shit. I wanted to move there over 20 years ago, but you know, the G-Rock caught up in Detroit streets and all that kind of stuff. It delayed me, and then I moved there maybe about 12, 13 years ago, and I had met my wife, which she's from here, and she kind of pulled me back into Michigan, and then, but now we've been back gone for a couple of years.
So about 10 years after, about 10, 12 years after your first musical release, you left Detroit.
10 years would be
12, about 12 years after.
Yeah, about 12 years.
So yeah, so how long did you get to flourish in the success of being in Detroit and being an artist in Detroit with a successful group?
Man, for years.
Yeah.
Man, years on years. Shit, that came out. That was almost 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Shit, I still, like, it's so funny because my son, he just turned 16. Like, we still go places and for people to be like, oh, G-Rock, or it just creeps him out, you know. He be like, shit, like, but people still coming up to you?
So that must have made it a little harder to leave, though, because you're like a local legend, right? And then you're bouncing?
Nah, I'd rather be a full-time dad and husband than a local legend anytime, you know?
Really?
Yeah.
Did it get older, or did it just like not find interest anymore because you got older?
I mean, don't get me wrong, it has its perks, and I still like it, but, you know.
The only perks is the sex, man, and now you can't have it because you're married. That's the reality of the situation.
Yeah, but, you know, but, I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, I love being G-Rock and I love being a street lord, but, you know, sometimes shit do get a little bit old, you know?
Yeah, right. Right. There's less sporadicness, too. Like, if you're, like, a loyal person and you want to just take care of your family and kids and everything like that, like, it does have a shift in your mind. You do wonder sometimes, like, when you do, like, the people who live wild style lives, like, artists love to live a wild lifestyle.
And I sure the fuck did.
Yeah.
Me and KDZ, boy, ooh, wee. Well, I started hanging with him, boy. I turned into a maniac. Sheesh. I'm having thoughts in my head right now.
Belligerency.
Man, belligerency, like you said, sex, man. Man, shout out to KDZ. I don't mean to get my business, but shit.
It's like, I'm not going to get in trouble with my wife for this podcast. So
I don't want him to get in trouble either. So.
All right. I found myself when I was, because I had a little bit of a spike in stardom at one point in Detroit. Like, it was actually some shit was going, like, it was happening, son.
Shit, it seemed like right now, no?
It could be, I don't know.
Right.
So, but there was a point where it was peaking, I think after the KD interview. Bro, back to back nights. 4 different women, one night. It was like a WWF announcement. Like, oh, yeah, Kid L first with Christina, second with Chelsea, third. And when you get home at 6 in the morning and you're just like, what am I doing with my life? No, you'll be hitting it from the back thinking that. Once you get to that 4th one and you're hitting it and you're just like smoking a cigarette, like, man, what am I doing, bro? Like,
when you're done, that's when you really be like, oh, shit, wow, I'm so ready for her to leave.
Yeah. But not only that, you look at your own life. Like, this fucking stuff is fun and crazy and wild, but there is no stability or consciousness in it.
Right.
Like, there comes a point where you have to get stability in your life.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with evolving and growing, you know?
With the group growing up and obviously, unfortunately, you guys losing members and whatnot and trying to get through that grief and through those barriers and stuff like that. Right. Did you ever think about, like, I could be next, or I could be a victim of this, and like to get away from it or anything like that? Yeah,
hell yeah. I thought that every day. Yeah. But like, you know, like people will say like, I didn't expect to be this age or woo, woo, woo. I ain't gonna lie, I really didn't. Like when I seen 30, like my son was born when I was 30. And when I was like, I don't think I'm gonna make it to 30. Oh. You know? And the fucked up part about it was, I think losing my father made me not even scared of it, you know? Like, so it wasn't really, like I said, until it's like, even my son kind of didn't change it a little bit. It's like, once I kind of got married and my wife showed me a different type of lifestyle, it's kind of like, I was like, oh shit, like I'm playing. You need to grow up, you know? So.
Was it an uncomfortable transition going from like that lifestyle to settling down, or did your wife make it kind of easy?
No, it was hard.
Really?
Some days it's still hard, you know, and just, you know, shit, because we all want to be young forever, you know. So, But I don't. I love my wife, so I don't. It is what it is.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Right.
It's hard, bro. They don't. Women don't understand, bro.
No, they don't.
Artists have a fucking lifestyle that most people dream of, and one day she's lucky, right? And you're lucky too, because at the end of the day, you said, I'm gonna sacrifice all of this for you.
Correct.
That's the biggest sacrifice. If an artist settles down with you, that's like he sacrificed everything for you, basically.
Right, because they still there.
Yeah.
They still there, but shit.
What was some of the moments, even for you, like you said, before you got into music, you were a fan of hip hop and rap and, the scene and everything like that. What were some substantial moments to you that you look at now that meant a lot to you throughout your career?
Like the Boy Was You song, that's still, because I wasn't supposed to be on that song. Like, one thing about Blade, he normally don't let you rap first on the song. And I didn't know it was because of like mix shows and all that. He want to make sure. So when I rapped first on The Boy With You, he had changed it actually. And then his brother heard it and was like, nah, you need to change it back. I think G-Rock need to go first. And that kind of showed me a different side of music that I was like, oh shit, well, this shit can happen,
Wow.
But I was still caught up in the streets to where I never really just pursued it like I should have.
When he's putting you first on the song and everything like that, it sounds like to me like you guys looked at him as the artist, the leader in the actual music, right? Like the actual development of the music and everything like that. Was he kind of like what maybe Proof was to D12 and like holding the glue together?
He definitely was the glue. Yeah. Like a lot of people had like, how male egos is. We have a lot of hard time saying this person is but when it comes to our music, to me, I can't speak for nobody else, but to me, Blade was the glue. He was he was definitely the blueprint for me, and like he was, I think more so for all of us, but yeah, definitely for me.
What were the hangouts like, man, when you guys were all together? Like, were you guys,
man, whew. Legendary. One word I can say, legendary. Man, we had a ball all over the country, all over the world. Man, I got some footage from Cancun, man, from 2000.
Yeah.
Man, if I can find it, or Calvin, I know you got it, or somebody got it. And, man, whoever got their hands on that footage, man, it's some $1 million footage.
Yeah.
Right.
What was the experience like in Cancun?
Man, shit. We flew the camera crew over there, and like it was so funny because a lot of people there was thinking Blade was Nelly because he had the STL chain on. So they thought St. Louis, plus he kind of looked a little like, so then you got to figure in 2000, Nelly had really just came out, so they didn't really know. So he couldn't stand that shit. But we definitely had a few girls, man, that we took somewhere. Shout out to Nelly.
So you guys played Blade off as Nelly?
Man, hell yeah, we did.
Brilliant.
Yep.
Brilliant. Like in Detroit, you wouldn't have had to do that, right? In Detroit, I'm like, oh, that's Blade. And that's for G.
Before we even made one song, we wouldn't have had to do that for Blade. Right. Shit. Girls always liked him.
Yeah, I was talking to this rapper one time, a long time ago, when I was first getting introduced into like Detroit hip hop at the underground. It was like probably 2016 when I was like really understanding the culture more so. Mm-hmm. And I remember like this dude, he like had buffs, chains, and everything. He had the whole ordeal, and I was like, "What are you getting out of this?" He's like, "The hose." And I'm like, "Oh, so wait, this actually works." And then I figured out that like a lot of women are really attracted to like this certain type of look and the actual jewelry. And I never knew that. I didn't think that was a real thing. Or
it's
like
trophies.
Yeah.
Right, buffs is a trophy. A watch that shit is a trophies. Women see that, man. You got no money. You got that on. Just gonna get you some women.
Right. Like you could be butt ugly, right?
Yeah.
And put on some buffs and then you're straight.
Women don't look at the face, they look at the money.
That's facts.
Yeah.
They like that Tony Soprano look. I figured out women like that Tony Soprano, like kind of like, the big guy that like has a lot of money and power and all that shit.
Right.
And I think women also are attracted to the fact that because their man is kind of ugly, they know he's not going to be able to cheat so easily. So they feel more comfortable.
Yeah and no. Because shit, if you got money, it's very easy to cheat. You know what I mean? You can be sitting next to shit, Prince. And you can have a bankroll on your lap, they're going to choose you every time over the damn fine nigga or whoever the fuck he is.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Damn. Man, it's like the opposite. We're like, hey, this bitch is bad. The bitch is bad. I don't care how much money she has. She be living in a box, son.
Right.
As long as she's fine, I'm diving in.
Yeah, when you're younger, but when you get a little older, you know, all that fine shit.
It's over with?
I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, it's like food. You eat with your eyes first, you know, but, man, you know, a woman could say 2 words to me and I'll be like, go over there. You know?
Did you have the stardom power in Detroit that when you walk through, did you guys get that swarming effect of like fans like trying to get to you and all that shit?
Yeah, we had that. Hell yeah, man. I used to go do shows with Deezy, man, and they used, like I said, it was surreal. Like it was, I was embarrassed. Like, are y'all serious? Like, no. I had my shirt ripped off and all kind of shit. Like, I don't like that. I guess it is, but I don't think I liked it that. Like,
did you think it was funny at least? Like, did you think it was like kind of hilarious? Like, it was kind of.
Don't get me wrong. We probably took the little ladies with us with some shit. You know what I mean? But I don't think I'm not really big on attention like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. When you start seeing these groups that are emerging, like Doughboys Cash Out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Team Eastside, and people are saying like the originators was Rock Bottom, the Street Lords, like that they're taking the next blueprint of that and amplifying it even more.
Right.
And a lot of people are crediting you guys as being the foundation and the starters of what Detroit music culture is. Do you look at Doughboys and Team Eastside as like the next generation of that? Did you see any resemblance?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, a lot. You know, they all, shit, it's a bunch of them. They getting some money. They all tight, you know. And a little bit of, like, those 2 groups, you know, they subject matter is a little more like ours, too, as far as, like, getting to the money. You know what I mean? Not the bullshit. So, yeah, both of them groups, for sure.
Is there any more groups that you appreciated seeing from Detroit?
Man, all of them. Like, Awesome Dre, Monty Ski, Lee, Prince, Vince. Like, I know all the old rappers.
You went back to Prince, Vince, man.
Early
80s.
Shit, like Smiley, the young lady, Smiley, the Fresh Boys. Like, I'm a super hip-hop historian. Esham, of course.
How'd you feel when you seen the most probably intricate or different group, which was like Insane Clown Posse coming along? Like, that was very, very different.
I didn't understand that, you know. And then when I was young, I don't think I even wanted to understand it, you know. I respected it, you know what I mean? But I didn't understand that at all.
Yeah, it's like totally out of your realm, even though there's so much success behind it, right?
Right.
At the end of the day. So yeah, when you're looking at these groups, and a lot of artists that come on now, like the newer cats will be like, you know, we're reaping the benefits of what Street Lords did and what Rock Bottom did and what Doughboys Cash Out did and Team Eastside did. Like, we're reaping the benefits of what the foundation they built. Like, do you feel like you guys got, as much as you guys put in for Detroit and the culture and the music and everything, do you feel like you got what you were supposed to get in return for it?
I mean, yeah, you know, like, you know, what's for you is for you, you know? It's like, shit, look at Michael Jordan, and you got B-list basketball players making tons of more money than Michael Jordan. Man. It's just the evolution of life, you know? So it don't bother me at all. I ain't no shoulda, coulda, woulda, or, you know, I see them guys. I just seen Vezzo earlier today. And, man, I'm so happy and proud of them guys. Like, shit, to me, to not have to do it the way we did it is like the blessing. That's why I'm happy that people at least give us that, you know?
Well, what do you mean when you say not do it the way you guys had to do it?
As far as like, just like be stuck in the streets, you know what I mean? Like kids can run up to them and really actually see and touch something different. You know what I mean? As far as like, okay, we can do this. You know what I mean? And for me, they did that, you know? So I can't take that away from them.
With the new music scene that you're talking about, even Vezzo, who's kind of incorporated
Peezy,
in the midst of the middle of the new generation and the new generation, he's still crossed over, right?
Right.
He's still is staying very, very relevant in the scene. What artists do you see that have some of the OG factors that are in the game right now?
Baby Money. He like, man, he got like a real old soul. Like he's a very polished dude to be so young. Tay B as well. But like to be young, those guys like, and they're to the money, not the bullshit. Like I love that about like all that ops and this and that and all that shit. I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, whatever, but like get to the money. And they represent that.
Do you see that part of the ops idea and the whole like drill rap and everything is just like there's no other damn way out besides saying crazy stuff, and that's the only way of my way of getting out the streets? Do you see
I mean,
that?
I don't knock it. You know, I just don't condone it. I don't condone like people talking about. I'm from an era where like I wouldn't even talk about my dead enemies, or I don't talk about people in jail. And you know, oh, you could have killed my goddamn mother, and I ain't gonna never speak bad on. You know, I think that shit is whack.
Yeah.
Just me personally.
With the platforms coming out now too, with social media becoming more relevant, and you being able to have access to it, using Instagram. Instagram was probably like the biggest way that the infrastructure of Detroit music helped get built, right?
Right.
It was way more awareness being built because of these applications and stuff like that. You're clearly paying attention still.
Yeah,
and that's part of the way
I'm still a rapper, so I pay attention to everything. I listen to everybody, hearing everything.
Do you feel like your music the newer music that you're making is standing the test of time? Do you feel like that the newer music you're making is still resonating as much as you expected it to?
That's a good question. Yeah and no. Yeah, because like, you know, it's a lot of people that come up to me and they love my message now, but you know, I'm not gonna change the way I rap, you know, just for likes or views or, you know what I mean? So, like, I like to just give a lot of little game. You know, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. You know.
Do you still reflect on the earlier times with your group as far as referencing how you feel about stuff now? Like,
I don't never want to sound like the bitter old dude. You know, so I don't like. I got a thing where I say I'll try to give you life lessons before I preach to you. You know what I mean? So. You know, like, I know how young guys are. Like, they don't want to hear that shoulda, coulda, woulda, or my day, or my era, and they don't want to hear that shit. You know what I mean? I could just give you some of the best information that I can, and if you listen, you listen. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah. Who are some people that you've been in contact with as far as creating music with and collaborations and whatnot?
Man, I done made I done made records with all of them. You know, GT, Peezy, Vezo, Payroll. Me and Payroll always do records. Me and Keith do more music probably than anybody. HBK. I done did stuff with Baby Money lately. I still need to get a verse from Tay B. And shit, I've been knowing him since he was a baby. So I need my verse, Tay B.
Once the timing's right, everything kind of comes together. It's kind of cool too, probably, right, for you, because for you, they're like it's like a legend in their eyes, right? Mm-hmm. But you have such a respect too that when you're looking at these new artists, you could look at them with a high stature too.
Yeah,
right?
I'm a fan of what they do. Yeah, you know, anytime you can take care of your family without the streets, like I can't do nothing but salute that. You know.
Yeah.
No matter if I like the music or not.
Do you get calls? Do you get calls to kind of help orchestrate circumstances and situations that arise? Like, do people ever go like, yo, man, this shit's going down. Like, what do you think I should do about this?
See, I'm the person who never gonna give you the answer that, like that I would have gave you when I was younger. Like, I'm gonna always make you think or make you feel like, I have actually just got a call about somebody and I had to tell him to take his ego out of the situation and like stop worrying about what the streets think and worry about what your kids and your girl think. Because that's all that matters. Because, you know, once you die, everybody going to post you for 2 weeks and that shit over with, you know?
Yeah. Do you pay attention to New Era Detroit?
No, you talking about the music?
No, New Era. New Era is like a group that goes around and they're kind of like helping facilitate Detroit to Net Zeke.
No, I'm not.
It's like this organization in Detroit, and they're basically trying to reconstruct the inner city and help build the youth and give them like kind of guidance and stuff to help Detroit grow in like a certain more conscious direction and stuff like that. They're those guys like if something goes on at a gas station where like if an employee at a gas station is racist or does something, they'll pull up with like 50 people.
That's kind of dangerous though a little bit too. But I salute them. Shit.
Yeah, but their whole point is to kind of build more of like a conscious awareness to like the growth and development of the future and stuff like that.
That's what's up. I saluted them. When we get off camera, I'm gonna have to get their information so I can look into it.
Well, with what you're saying, kind of resonates too, where it's like you're trying to give more of like an awareness of what, like, you know, to build. Because I remember when I was growing up, I was listening to Tupac and Biggie and all that stuff, and I don't remember having to hear the stuff that people talk about now for me to be entertained.
Right.
That's what trips me out.
Right.
I don't remember them have to say crazy ass shit. So it's kind of cool to hear somebody like you who's been on both sides, like one side where it was kind of crazy, and now it's like, all right, we got to tame this down a little bit.
Because everybody is more so attention whores now. You know, like. You know, like even the rap people that's not rappers want to post like they're rappers. They want to, you know what I'm saying? And they don't. Nobody want to just be calm and chill. And you know, everybody's living beyond their means. And you know, like in a lot of my music, that's why I don't mind saying about me drinking or like mental health issues and all that kind of stuff. Because I want to let dudes know, you know, when we was growing up, you know, it was kind of like weak to say, like, oh man, you know, some hoe ass shit, but. Ain't no whole ass shit, man. We all got trauma. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And it's kind of better to talk about it than to hold all that shit in and bottle it up.
When I go, like, even when I was researching a lot about the OG eras and, you know, the early 2000s era of rap and music, it seems like a lot of platforms focus on the rivalries and the beefs and, like, you know, even the Cheddar Boys and all that stuff like that.
It's
and
the clicks.
Yeah, it's the clicks and all that. And when you hear stuff like that, just like even from my personal growth as a podcast interviewer, like, how do you look at that stuff? Because it is for clicks, but like, how do you look at it personally? Does it offend you? Does it make you think like of any type of way, or how do you gauge that?
I mean, man, you know, I guess there's a lane for everybody. You know, like I'm never the one that down talk nobody's way of living or the way they make their money and all that kind of stuff. So, but they just need to be mindful and careful. Like these are real people that they're talking about, you know, and real issues. So, you know, just don't have nobody come knocking at your door for it. You know.
No, I know. I remember I have a rapper friend who's widely known in Detroit, and he went on this platform, and like the first two questions they asked him was like, "So why'd you get shot?" And I was just sitting there like, hold on, man. Don't you realize, like, this dude actually got shot? Like, this isn't just, like, a subject, artistry, entertainment thing here. This is, like, a real-life person.
But I get it, you know. Yeah. Shit. They probably, you know, shit. The way they gonna get their clicks and is the bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't mad at it. I don't get offended when people ask me questions about things that happen. Like, I'm either gonna answer it or I'm not gonna answer it, you know?
Yeah. Are you interested in your son getting into music?
Oh, no. I don't want him to do that. I would hope he wouldn't. I would support it, but I would hope. I mean, because music is more dangerous than being a street guy now, to me. Shit, I know more rappers dying than street niggas. You know what I mean? So I would hope he wouldn't. Yeah. But I would support it if he did.
What hobbies did you take up during when you're off music time?
Bowling. Damn. Shooting pool.
Come on, man. Bowling, goddamn.
Yeah, I'm like a cool dude. Like a lot of people who know me and know my family all say we country. Like, you know, we fish and camp and shit like that. You know, I don't really be doing too much.
You getting close to 300?
No, I wish. Shit, I can bowl really good though.
What's the number at?
I haven't really bowled lately, but shit, I used to bowl 240s and shit like that all the time. I'm probably a little rusty now, but if it's competition around, I do my thing.
What do you think the greatest piece of work collectively that your group put out was?
As far as album?
Yeah, or even singles too, collectively, or anything.
Man, we got so much. Like, that's why I be telling people. They be think I be being cocky or shit like that. You're going to have to get the whole Detroit to go up against us. You know what I'm saying? Because we got shit. Juan, the Real Me album, Blade solos, man, all that shit. Man, we got KDZ first solo, Jesse solo, shit. We got a lot of music, man. A lot. I'll be naming shit for all day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Platinum, obviously, that was kind of more towards the time I was listening to D12 and Eminem kind of emerging and stuff like that.
Right.
It's interesting, man. It's an interesting conversation because it's the mainstream versus the underground, right?
Right.
At the same time, when you're talking about what Eminem and D12 did, they hit the mainstream, and then you guys were just conquering through the underground, right?
Right.
Did you guys reference to them at all? Did you guys ever look at them? Did you guys ever get to work together or anything like that?
No, I actually went to middle school with Swift on like I know Bizarre a little bit, but no, not really, you know. I never, you know, they wasn't. I guess we were in two different worlds, so.
Yeah.
No, I always salute. I always bought their albums and listened to them though. Shit.
Really?
Yeah.
What was your favorite rap album of all time?
Of all times?
Yeah.
Probably what really changed my life? Probably what's this fuck? Probably The Chronic.
Dre?
Dr. Dre, The Chronic, yeah.
That shit was crazy, bro.
That shit was crazy.
Hey, Dre's Chronic
He changed hip hop with that album.
There was hit after hit after hit.
The Chronic for sure.
Man, that's the group to look at, NWA, right?
Right.
Like everybody that came out of that group and what they did.
Man, legendary.
Whew. Sometimes we forget that's probably the group of all groups, right?
Man, it gotta be. Shit, gotta be. Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, yeah, shit.
Yeah, man. If Easy was still alive.
Easy, right.
I wonder what Easy would be doing right now, man.
Balling, hella groups.
Yeah.
You know, Easy seemed like, I don't know him, but he would just seem like he was a little more tapped into the streets. Like he probably would have had shit, everything street in L.A. I'm sure he would have had his hands in it.
You're talking about some of these guys that even Vezo now that, like we said, are crossing over. What other artists that you're seeing have a success right now that did you get to have an early relationship even before they got to any amount of success?
Like Peezy. Like me and Peezy used to hang out a lot before he went to jail.
Really?
And I'm like super proud of what he doing. And it seemed like once he got out, he turned up, you know.
How did you start the relationship with Peezy?
I think Mac Nichols put us together. Him and Mac was somewhere together, and you know, started from there. And me and him hung out. Seemed like for 2 weeks straight, 2 or 3 weeks straight. We was hanging out a lot before he went to prison.
Yeah. And was it music related, or was it all, or was it just like so you guys
originally? And then once we hung out, we just started hanging out. It wasn't shit because we only did one song together. So no, it wasn't really about music.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
Is there anybody else that you kind of seen grow from that point too?
Little Blade, of course. Like I said, I be watching all of them. I can see shit. I can go on their page and see the progress day by day. Yeah.
If you could be a little bit of an orchestrator for Detroit music right now, besides maybe some of the topic context and everything like that, would there be anything you would change about the culturalistic aspect of the music right now, or like Detroit as a whole? Would there be anything that you wish you could take from the old time and bring it back here?
No, because I think they actually elevated it, you know,
really? To
be honest, you know, so no, not really. Shit, I'd probably grab us and bring us to this era, you know, because shit, make more money, but no. They doing a great job.
$1 million contracts are being signed.
Man,
Detroit.
I see them every day. Shit, I still want me a couple dollars. Shit.
Yeah, man. It must have been cool to start a group of like, you know, even you and Juan, like to even grow and be like, hey, we're gonna go do this music thing together, right? Did it make it easier when there's like a friendship and that involved in it?
That made it all together. That was the best part of the friendly competition. You know what I mean? Because first and foremost, we never. We all let Blade be the Blade. Like I kind of see like competition in a little bit. Maybe I try and change that then, because I be kind of seeing competition in groups or something. Now it's like, well, I compete with each other when, you know, we all know who the star is. You know what I mean? So like push him a little more. Like, you know, I was gonna do good regardless of music. I wouldn't give a shit if I would have sold a few thousand. As long as Blade did good, I was gonna find a lane to do good. You know.
So you kind of believe in the idea of wait your turn. Like if you're in a group and like one guy's hot at that moment, like, you know, kind of push that for them. Then whoever's... And
they kind of don't do group albums a little bit no more. Like I be wanting to see like all of the Doughboys together sometimes, or all the team Eastside. Like, you know, don't get me wrong, I love all they solo stuff, but you know, like I be wanting to see them together like on a song. I think like Because when you're around your friends, it brings out so much competition that the work is just so much easier for you, and it's dope, you know? I think if they did an album together, they understand.
What was the darkest time of you reflecting and knowing maybe I should hop out of the game? Like, was there ever a time where you were just sitting at home or sitting somewhere and being like, okay, this was too much for me, and there's a possibility that I have to leave this right now, like leave making music or leave being an artist? Did you ever have that night?
No, like when Blade died, I lost a lot of my passion for music, you know? Just to see him go like that, you know? And, like, cause I had got an offer from, nobody might not know, but Jeezy tried to sign me shit probably 07. Yeah. Oh, my son was born 07, 08 maybe. And I wouldn't even go to where he was at. Well, I'm like, my people were saying like, man, Jeezy, we want to meet you and you want to blah, blah, blah. Well, I can't see me putting on another nigga chain. You know what I mean? And Blade kind of with him going, that killed that, you know? So I was like, nah, I'm straight.
Wow, so they contacted you independently, like they just wanted you?
Yeah, he never did, but like some of my friends, you know, Jeezy's basically an honorary Detroit nigga, so some people I knew, they played him some songs and he had heard them and he had wanted to meet me, but you know, not no knock to him, like I just wasn't in the space to be meeting nobody, or I damn sure didn't want to wear another person's chain, especially after what happened to Blade, like, you know what I mean? It was either we was gonna make it, you know, with him or. But we, you know, after him, we had a nice run after Blade still though, you know, kind of got it together.
You had like an integrity to you where it's like, even though this might be a good opportunity, there's something within me that doesn't allow me to do something that's outside of my integrity. Yeah,
straight. And then like I'm a firm believer in, like I'm a street lord. You know what I mean? Like I'm riding for the Street Lord team. Yeah. You know, like I said, nothing personal, just. I think of it a little different now that I'm a little older, but.
What do you think now?
Shit, go get that money, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit, money don't knock at your door, man. You got to go get it.
Yeah. It is interesting. It happens still to this day. I've seen a lot of my friends turn down things, and I do question it, but I'm also like, I see why you did it, but money sometimes, man.
Yeah, because you never know. You can get cold. You can, shit, like I tell people, I've told a lot of artists in Detroit, like, man, especially artists who I know is real talented and I see they just playing with the music. I'm like, don't wait till you get my age to be like shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know what I mean? Because by then, you know, once you stop music, I don't care how hot you is. There's so many artists nowadays, they going to go right past you on to something new. So you got to hit them while it's hot.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Are you hip to BabyTron?
Yeah, of course.
What do you think about that style coming and emerging and him being like one of the newest forces of Detroit and kind of almost being the #1 selling artist from Michigan as far as hip hop is concerned right now?
Man, I love it. Shit, he rapping Detroit. Oh shit, he can be rapping in reverse. Shit, I love it. You know what I mean? He rapping a D. Yeah, I'm a fan of him actually.
Really?
Yeah, it's a big fan.
Do you think you'd ever be able to work together?
I think we got two different type of styles. I really would have to, you know, but, you know, it's like a lot of people who I'm a fan of that I don't see me actually, not to say I wouldn't do no song with him, not to say that, but, no, you know, and then I don't like bothering these younger artists sometimes because I know how it is in my day. You know, we be so busy, they ain't got, you know.
You might think that though, bro, but sometimes we don't even know. Like, sometimes like somebody will come on and they'll be like, you don't know what it means to us that y'all are talking to us. Like, man, we've been listening to you for 20, 10, 15, whatever, and then you're talking to us. Like, what the fuck? When I had Bizarre in here, you know, it took me an hour and a half because I was listening to D12 since they came out.
Right.
Since Devil's Night and all that shit. I was sitting here and I was talking to him for an hour and a half, and then my eyes broke open because I was like, wait a minute. I'm sitting here next to fucking Bizarre, son. Like, this is crazy. And even saying with you, it's like, damn, bro, you forget. Like, damn, bro, we were fans of you. We were supportive of you. Like, all this shit. I think you don't even realize, like, reaching out to them could be a huge deal. You don't have to be, like, the hottest rapper and the most trending rapper. It's about what you meant to somebody at the end of the day,
no. Don't get me wrong. Like, when I reach out, they show me love. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I just don't like to overextend my hand or to act like somebody owed me somewhere. like I said, I don't never want to come off like the bitter old dude. I like what they doing. Y'all do your thing, and if y'all can get around to it, fine. You know.
How do you feel about mainstream hip hop right now? Like just the mainstream.
I don't really listen to too much new hip hop.
Yeah.
I listen to Detroit hip hop or like old stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. I listen to a few people, but I don't.
You couldn't gravitate towards it?
Nah, not my cup of tea.
The Drake stuff?
Oh, Drake, shit. Drake is fucking like Eminem. That's shit. Drake might be the damn near the top artist ever to me.
I think he is actually, statistically speaking.
Yeah, fucking with Drake, boy. He's fire.
Yeah. What projects you been working on?
Man, I done put out like 8 albums in the last year and a half.
Goddamn.
I just put out an album called The Logo like a few days ago. And I just released 3 videos. You know, I'm trying to get my videos to go up. Like my music stream well, but for some reason my videos, I guess maybe they ain't giving me the sauce or something. I don't know.
YouTube took away this the tagging feature, really, where like YouTube tags used to like do a lot to help your search results, and now like that doesn't even do anything. So it's like really about your titling and your thumbnail, and it getting I don't know nothing about none of that shit. You got to get a marketer in that. You got to get a motherfucking marketer in that bitch.
DJ BJ told me something like that too. Like, G-Rock, you need to. Man, it was like he was speaking Chinese. I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
Because you just want to be an artist. You just want to make the music and like, all right, man, somebody market this shit for me. And
because I do it for the love more so now. Like I said, I ain't trying to step on none of these young people's toes and none of that. But I do feel there is a lane for my music. You know, shit. Everybody my age had to grow up too, right?
Hell yeah,
right.
And we missed that shit,
right.
Bro. Remember
I still talk a little shit though. Don't get me wrong. But yeah.
I remember when Ice Cube came out with like a new tape. I remember it was like 6 or 7 years ago. He came out with something like Wild West or some shit. I don't know. I was so happy though when Ice Cube came out. I was like, I can't believe this is happening. The tape ended up being not that great, but it was still crazy to see like an OG like come back.
I can't lie. My music is better than it's ever been.
For real?
For real. I ain't just saying that. My shit is good.
Nah. I don't even think some people know you're rapping probably.
But I don't go out my way to just promote and all that. That's why I'm glad. I appreciate you having me on the show, you know, so I can at least let a few more eyes and ears know that I am rapping.
One relationship I wanted to ask you about was Drunken Master. And like, how did that form? Throughout
the Street Lord and Rock Bottom beef.
Yeah. And
then after that, I just got a little tighter with him. Just, you know, like the funny part about it is like even Rock Bottom, like me and Rod Day, he probably one of my very good friend of mine, you know. So, but yeah.
Hearing what you're saying though, man, is like kind of really inspirational, and I hope a lot of cats take it that type of music you're putting out and the type of music you guys did put out, you didn't have to talk crazy, mindless shit in order to be heard.
Right.
And that I think can still be transformed till today. I think people can still make music that has more of like to get the money, get the bag, get your life together, get shit going. You can talk a little bit of shit for sure, but that being the overall message.
That's because, you know, back in our day, you had to take the stairs. You couldn't get on the elevator. Wasn't no something that'll just take you to social media, take you straight up, you know? So you had to kind of grind to build up your name. Like, you had to really be somebody to be somebody back in our day. Like, now you can just get on the internet and say you're blah, 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 blah. And
right, because you guys had like the DVDs at the liquor store and like 7 Mile to Belle Isle and stuff like that. Like
right. That was still a little more later.
Was it?
Like, 03.
What'd you guys have when you were coming up in the early 2000s? What platforms were you guys able to use?
None, man. I used to just drop my albums off to Angot, and they distribute it to all the mom and pop stores and go to Angot and get my check.
Damn.
I used to love that, though. Back then, I used to pick up so many $10,000 checks, boy. Woo. I missed them physical sale days.
So you would go store to store to pick up your money?
No, I mean, there's a few stores that I would go to that I knew personally and give them to them a little cheaper than Angot would. But for the most part, Angot was like they distributed music throughout the whole Michigan region. So that's how I go take them 5,000-10,000 CDs and go get a check. You know, they call me with checks.
How does a customer know when he's walking into the store and he sees all these CDs that I'm going to pick that CD? Is it word of mouth that's really in the radio that's really picking up these sounds?
Back then, ours was more so even word of mouth because, we didn't really have no radio play.
Whoa.
Like, they played Rock Bottom and like the Eastside Cheddar Boys way more than they played us. Shit, they really ain't start playing us to Blade died. And then, I'm not gonna put it on them though. I'm sure it probably was us. But then, KDZ and Jesse, they had got like super relationships with the radio. And, DZ and then they used to run the radio. So.
Whoa. Damn. So you guys weren't even getting radio play that much until then. So before that, it was straight up word of mouth. Like, this is the underground, son.
Right. All word of mouth.
That was the cool factor back then, though. Like, nobody knows about the shit but me. And then all of a sudden, everybody starts figuring out about it.
Right. But you know how back then, the buzz was, man, it spread. People get on them phones, man, and get to talking about all the shit we done did. And them sales was going crazy, man. We sold a lot of records, man. A lot.
How often you flying back and forth between Arizona and here?
I just came back to, it was my son's 16th birthday. Came back and got him a car, and, I ended up getting stuck up here, so.
You bought him a car for 16?
Yeah.
Is it an okay car? Or
No, I got him a new car.
Really?
Yeah, hell yeah. I ain't gonna have my boy out here like that.
I wish you were my man. I got like the most fucked up Firebird. I didn't even get a Firebird, man. It was like a $2,500 Firebird, and I paid for like a lot of it, and then it got repoed. Like,
yeah, my first car was a '78 Bonneville. Shit, my father paid $125 for it, so I know what you mean. But yeah, hell yeah, I make sure my son drive cool before I do.
Right now, if you told people you seen gas prices at 99 cents, they wouldn't believe you.
No shit. I remember that you put $5 in the tank, boy. You can go to Nebraska. Shit.
Yeah, man. Shit's getting out of hand.
Right.
This was an honor, man. I'm happy back when we chop up some more shit and,
Yeah, because I got a movie coming out, so I definitely want to come promote that. A movie called True Colors. It's almost done being edited now, and then I got to send it to get the score and all that stuff done.
Talk about the movie.
It's starring me, Lil Blade, I don't want to forget anybody, Jackpot the Juice, Fotu Cheese, which is Wipeout son, Jasmine Renee, and those are like the bigger, my nephews, the twins, they having a coming out party in this movie.
Yeah, we had Cheese on here, man.
Right.
We talked about a lot of people didn't know that Wipeout was his father.
Yeah,
which is really interesting. How'd you guys how'd you connect with him?
I've been knowing Cheese probably since he was a little kid. We'd had a little gap where we didn't talk like that. But my guy Chris Hayes, who directed the movie, he put it together. You know what I mean? And we got together and, man, got back in stride like we never not been around each other.
When we're talking about again, Cheese being involved in this movie, right?
Right.
And that's Wipeout's son, right? And the relationship between Wipeout and Blade, and obviously the unfortunate circumstances they both had to deal with and stuff. And talk about that aspect of it though, because it might be hard to be a part of that, like to incorporate somebody who, the terms that had happened with the fathers and everything like that.
Right.
And talk about how you guys overcame that.
I mean, well, for the most part, losing both of them was first and foremost devastating for the city. You know what I mean? Like, and I always want to make sure I give Wipeout his respect, like when I do interviews and stuff like that, because I not just for clicks and stuff. I don't be wanting people to know that me and Wipeout never actually had a problem. We always was, don't get me wrong, everybody had little issues and stuff like that, but I ain't never had a problem with Wipeout. And so I don't never want to act like I did, or just because people think I'm supposed to act like that. You know what I mean? But like Cheese, like even when doing the movie, it was awkward at first. I could tell he was uncomfortable, and you know what I mean. But then we got together and we talked, and you know what I mean. And he spoke his piece, I spoke my piece, and we got over.
It's crazy that it was, when we talked about earlier about how some things, like even when you talked about how Doughboys and Team Eastside were able to fix something, and if there was no deaths involved or anything like that, it was easier to overcome it. With your guys, obviously there was 2 deaths that, like we said, happened. So even if you kind of reflect on beginning of that, like the beginning stages of knowing that there's real beef happening with the music scene now, with
Right.
your group and their group. So what was like the beginning stages of it? How did like it all come together, where it actually got to this fucking point where it became this extreme?
Egos, man. Young egos and having money. And like I wish I could go back and say to both sides, like, we ain't doing nothing but fucking the city up, fucking our friendships up, you know what I mean? About nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it just was, man, real awkward. You know what I mean? Not talking to people who like, I'm a person who I can't turn my love off. You know what I mean? It kind of like, I kind of just got to be distant from you before I can, just turn my love off. Like, like, it was just very awkward,
Yeah. What relationships did you have to kind of distance yourself from when the beef started kind of emerging?
Like, when you have problems like that, man, you kind of got to distance yourself from everybody. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how they thinking. They don't know what you thinking. And you know what I'm saying? And, like, thank God for time. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was able to talk to Cheese and don't get me wrong, like, I've always talked to Eastside G and Black, and I've talked to Mo Green, and you know what I'm saying? But there was a few, shit, I like even Tough. I haven't talked to Tough since maybe 2003. You know what I mean? But I don't wish him no harm or no, you know what I'm saying?
When it comes to the people that are making it get worse, aggravating the situation and escalating the situation, do you ever think that there's words that could be said? Because even I've had situations where I've had friends that escalated things, and I realized, like, I'm trying to say everything I can to you to not have you take this direction, and they still continue to take that direction. Was there anything like that where, like, people were escalating it from the inner of the group and you were trying to help it not be like that?
Not really, because, once things get blown out of proportion, as young black men, we all be like, fuck it, But that's a part of being young, you know what I mean? And no, not really. Like, I don't put no particular person at fault or blame nobody, you know what I mean? Shit happened, and you know what I mean? And it was just unfortunate.
Yeah. And the music had a part to do with it. Do you feel like that, to make the music bigger, do you think anybody on either side thought this was going to make us bigger if we keep escalating it?
Nah, nope.
So it was just
I
a
don't
real
think so.
life it was a personal issue.
Yeah, it was just some personal shit. Yep.
But it was
egos.
It was communicated.
It was never like really music related, or you know what I'm saying?
It was communicated
no shit like
through the music, though.
Yeah and no, because like me, I've never said one word about what I'm saying, about nobody. Like I said, it was easier about rapping about rock bottom because that was some music shit. But street shit, I don't got nothing to say about it.
Yeah. When's the movie coming out?
I'm trying to get it out by October.
Okay.
Yep, I'm hoping. As long as I have it turned in, it'll be for Tubi. Yeah, I'm trying to have it out by October.
What's the storyline one more time?
Man, typical Detroit street shit. Just. It's a good movie. The trailer should be out within about a week from now.
Are you just saying there's a lot of shooting and stuff's happening?
No. See, I ain't have a lot of shooting because I don't like them fake ass gunshots shit that pow. Like, until I get the bigger budget to get some real shooting, I got a little bit of shooting. But
can you tell us any of the budget for the film, or is that undercover? Like,
no, man, shit. It was like 87,000.
So it cost $87,000 to make the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Who'd you have direct it again?
Chris Hayes and my guy Randy, but Chris Hayes, that's my partner. Yep.
Wow, man, I'm excited.
Yeah.
October. Look forward to it. Like I said, I'll have you back on here again, man. Maybe before the movie comes out, we can promote it again.
For sure.
Anything like that. Get deeper into the stories and more, because I know there's a lot of people want to know about you. Parallel Sound Studios hosts these podcasts for us. High Low Visuals is shooting these productions. We had G-Rock in the building. We're out.
Peace out.